growth marketer here at CodersLink. And I'm excited to dive into the strategic benefits and IT for IT employers in Mexico and LATAM with all that we have for you today. But first, I'm going to be honored to be joined by Rosa Maria Espinosa, the International Benefits and Captive Lead at Amazon. With her extensive experience and deep understanding of the global benefits landscape, she will bring valuable insights to our discussion. So here's Rosa to join us right now. And thank you, Rosa, for being here with us today.
Hi, Charlie. Hi, and hi, CodersLink, for the invitation. I feel very honored and proud to share a little bit of my experience with all of you. So very happy to be here. Hopefully, whatever I have to share would be valuable for you and for all the people that are participating in this webinar.
For sure, and it's going to be really valuable. I'm sure with all your experience that you're going to have a lot to share. And if you're joining us live to this webinar, please comment where you're joining from, and you're going to have the comment section open for you for any questions that you may have along the way. We're going to have a Q&A section at the end of this webinar for you to have some questions answered. So please comment where you're coming from and share this webinar with your friends on social media. We're going to have the recording at the end of the webinar available online as well. So let's start by introducing the broad themes of today's discussion, because we're going to be covering a range of strategic benefits that are really important for attracting and retaining tech talent in Mexico and Latin America. To begin, let's take a look at the overall impact and perks of a talent acquisition. So, Rosa, what are the benefits? Why are the benefits becoming so important in the tech industry, especially when it comes to acquiring talent in Latin America?
That's a great question, and that's like you nail it in whatever. It's very important. I think benefits can make the difference. Payment, base salary, everyone can offer that. But benefits normally are linked to the type of the company that you're working with, and can make the difference between an offer that you receive from a company X to a company Y, and also can help you to have an easier life, and us as employers to help our employees with everything that it's around there that may concern them, and to have them more focused on the work that they perform. So definitely, if you work in talent acquisition, you will see that more now than in the past, people ask you, what are the benefits that you are offering me? And they are looking for, benefits are meaningful to the path of life that they're living to, and also with the benefits that may help them either to save money, or to have a better life, or to have a balanced work life in their careers and all that. So this is it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be like putting more details into this, but as we are discussing right now, like let's take a look at the role of benefits in the talent acquisition, and let's briefly introduce the LATAM region and discuss its growing significance in the tech industry. And this is why we are talking about benefits in Latin America right now, because it has a huge impact in the tech scene right now. So, Rosie, what makes Latin America an incredible, important region for the tech industry, especially for companies looking to expand their talent pools?
Well, I'm Latin. Even though I am the head of international benefits, definitely my roots are here in LATAM. And I definitely think that we do have really good talent here in all our countries in LATAM. Really good talent. And the interesting thing is that our talent mark is not as expensive as the one that we can hire in the US or in Canada or abroad, even Europe or EMEA or the APAC region. So we do have really good talent in here. And I found out that you can find or companies that are abroad in the rest of the regions, they can hire someone here in LATAM, have a really good employee, and with a lot of knowledge and a lot much more flexibility. So we, as I think, as Latins, we are very flexible. We all also love working, and we also love creating a community. So that's a very important aspect of the Latam culture that we can see in most of all our countries in the region. So that's right now, that's something that it's very meaningful for the companies that are outside our countries, or even the companies that have operations in Latam that are wanting to grow. They see a lot of possibility just because you have wonderful employees in Latam, and you can find, especially certain hubs that you can find bilingual personnel that are really useful for the companies.
Yeah, and well said. I guess the only thing I will add to that, it's we've found that a lot of our of the talent that you can find in Latin America has the skills to improve efficiency in the tech industry all around the globe. So the tech talent in Latin America has been developing their skills, have been developing a lot of I guess confidence in developing more applications, technologies in company with us, all these companies that are coming. And the other factor that I've seen that it's growing and it's becoming more powerful here in Latin America, it's the nearshoring strategies, I guess. And that's why the talent pool is expanding to Latin America right now. So understanding the mandatory benefits in different Latin American countries, I think is key into developing a competitive and compliant benefit strategy. And I want to ask you, could you highlight some of the key differences? And I'm gonna share right now with you guys this slide about the competitive. The benefits that are mandatory in the Latin region. And I'm gonna leave it in on screen. But I want to ask you, Rosie, could you highlight some of the key differences in the mandatory benefits across Latin region and how they can impact in the employer strategies?
Okay, this is great, and this is something that I'm very passionate of. You first need to understand and I'm gonna go a step back right now.
Mm-hmm.
For designing benefits for your company, you first need to understand the type of employees that you will have, their ages, culture, their needs, and design towards fulfilling those needs. So first thing of all is put your employees in the center, listen to them, what they need, in which stage of their lives they are, and then start designing. The second phase, I would say, is to understand, as you mentioned here and you're showing in the slide, to understand which are the mandatory benefits that employees should have working in each of the different countries in Latin America. We need also to understand that even though the social security systems provide these benefits, they are not always as good as the ones that you can find on the private sector. So you need to understand, if your employees are good using the social security system and that's enough, then you may think of not giving them additional benefits. But if you have high skilled people, and like all the tech people that works in our companies like ours in AWS, they definitely need something better than that. So start thinking on Social Security. So we know that Social Security in most of our Latin countries, unfortunately, they cover the basics, or you need to wait a lot to have a good treatment, to get a good treatment. So what companies do, offer a medical plan. But you don't need to offer the wonderful medical plan with the highest premium and highest insured sum if your employees won't use it. So you need to understand also what are the needs of your employees in order to design that medical plan. Another thing that it's very, very valuable is vacations. You will see that there's a huge difference in vacation days towards LATAM. At least here, what I always hear from my colleagues in here is, "Hey, why can we don't have uh, the same number of vacations as Brazil?" As you may see there, they have 30 days of vacation plus holidays, plus national holidays. So, and here in Mexico, you know that we started with 12, and in each year going to grow. But it's not only asking for vacations; it's understanding how you need to make your workforce planning in order to give your employees the vacations that they need. Very important. Very important not only to give the vacations, to ensure that your employees are taking those vacations, because they can keep on adding vacation days if you allow the rollover. But if they don't take it, unfortunately, they will be in a point that they can get to burnout. So on us managers is very important to understand and to see if our employees are taking vacations. Another important thing is maternity leave. When women are getting pregnant and they have their babies, it takes a long time to get used to new babies. But now I think in this world where the egalitarian approach is taken, I would rather start thinking on a maternity paternity leave, or as in first caregiver or second caregiver. So to understand, if you are a natural birth parent, or an adopting parent, or you are a man or a female, you should be getting the same number of free days to adjust to the new baby. So, in case of women that they have naturally their babies, of course, you need to give them a couple of more days to get well from their surgery. But in times of enjoying being a parent, it should be the same as for parents and mothers. We can talk about a lot on more benefits that we offer, like profit sharing, like severance pay, public holidays, that will change between countries. But if you have a strategy that encompasses the whole region, it would be important if you try to homologize all the benefits that you offer through the region and for the employees. And the most important thing that I would add here, it's not the most important thing, it's not to be the leader in terms of benefits. It's to offer the real benefits that your employees need according to their life, to the stage of life.
You mentioned something really interesting about like making more like homogenic the benefit packages. For example, I just have a question about Brazil having this many days of vacations. This is a question that I've seen a lot, like happening all the time. Like, how can we get to that point? But have you seen companies that have operations in different Latin American countries, for example, let's say Mexico and Brazil, that can expand their vacation packages for people in Mexico to make it equal to people in Brazil and have like 30 days across the board? Have you seen that happening?
It all depends. It all depends on the type of the industry. If we're talking about tech industry, I think it's easier for them to just set the pace on the number of days that you have free. If you work in a retail company, you need to ensure that you have the exact number of people to ensure that you can run all the processes that needed at the moment. So, and we all know that one day off can cost. And if you have several employees that are off, you need to ensure that you have someone that it's covering for them. So it would all depend on how the company is aligned, how the company is designed, and how they work. But if you ask me, I think everything is possible. You need to work with workforce planning in doing that, and just factor those number of days into your total cost of having a business in certain place, or and the total cost of each employee.
Thank you. And well, now let's zoom into another important aspect of the benefits packages, which is the economic and cultural context that influences the benefits. So what could you share about what insights can you share on how these economic and cultural factors shape the benefit packages that employers can offer employees in different regions?
Okay, this is a great question, and a very tricky and scary one. I think the economic context will shape everything. It is very different to have a inflation rate of 2%, 3% in a country versus Argentina, like Argentina, that we've had more than 160% inflation last year. So you cannot in at that piece. You need to be very careful on how the economical situation for a country is doing, and try to arrange the increases of the adjustments that you give, not only to the base salary, but also to the benefits that you are offering, according to not only let's talk about not only inflation rate, but you also need to be very sensitive to medical inflation, and also to food inflation. Because let's talk about Mexico. Okay, we had last month in July, our inflation was 5.5%, and food inflation was 7.8%. So if you are thinking of budgeting the next salary increase for 2025, and you say, okay, if inflation is 5.5, let's give a 5 of salary increases. Okay, let's give a 5 of salary increases. You only budget 5% for everything: benefits, meal vouchers, savings, and salary. So, but what happened that when you give that increase to your employees, they will be, yes, receiving very happy a 5% increase in their salaries. But guess what? Food has increased 8%. So their possibility of buying the same amount of groceries is less than the previous year. And for medical plans, you only give a 5% increase on your total insured sum. So this means that if we have a medical inflation of 12-14%, the same amount that you gave employees last year won't be enough to cover, let's say, a pregnancy. That won't be enough if you don't make the necessary adjustment of the 12-14% increase the following year. So there are several factors that you need to consider when you are thinking on the rises that you will be giving on the employees. And another very important aspect is to showcase employees that you are not only rising the salary on 5%, but you are also adjusting all the benefits that you are giving them. And of course, understand if the benefits that you're giving are meaningful, and let them know that the company really cares. That it's not okay. Let's buy potato chips to everyone, and that's not a cost. Everything comes with a cost for the employee, for the employer, and the most important thing is that the employee understands all that piece and values all the benefits that you're giving.
Fantastic, I think I want to deep dive a little bit more into these trends, because you talk about all these factors that are influencing the benefit packages. So, what are some of the major trends that you're seeing, especially in the Mexican market, which is the one that is evolving and boosting more in Latin America? What are some of the benefits you're seeing companies are increasing or including in their packages as a result of these changes in the factors that you just mentioned?
Well, okay. So I started with thinking that everything that you design should be considering your employees. So I can definitely relate that to the possibility of moving away from one size fits all and start thinking on the possibility of giving Charlie or giving Carlos or giving Juan or giving Rosa Maria the benefits that they really need. Maybe offer a package of money that they can use for buying benefits that they need, defining the minimum standards that you want to give to them, and then just leave the rest on the employee's hands. So the short answer for your question is benefits that can be customizable by each employee. So that's the trend. That's the ultimate goal that we as benefit managers would love to have. Of course, depending on the size of the company, this is not as easy as it sounds, but definitely trying to understand what is meaningful. So that's one. The other one is that we've seen that after pandemics, stress is a main factor, and burnout is a main factor that it's affecting almost all our employees, and even more the tech side. So it is very important to have support. And I'm not thinking on the non-035 that it's in there. I'm thinking on really give employees the support they need to to have a better mental life, and to have a work life balance in their careers. So we need to be very thoughtful on that. So providing an EAP service or thinking on expanding our medical plans in providing psychology and psychiatry care to our employees would be very, very helpful. And another very important aspect that I'm seeing even more is that it's also to provide to access to the salary that you have, um, that you already have gained in the week or every 2 weeks. And I'll give you an example. If you are paid on a biweekly basis, so you can use an app for asking for a kind of loan that this app can give you according to the number of days that you already worked. So officially, that's money that you already earned, that it's up to you. So you don't need to ask for a loan outside. You only need to ask for a payment advancement. So those are the kind of things that I see more and more going towards the benefits arena around the world. And last but not least is, unfortunately, health coverage is getting very, very expensive. So building some kind of insurance plans or something that to help employees during catastrophic moments, it's another thing that it's very well accepted. And this is maybe building cash flows, like something like cash flows for helping employees in needs, or buying a catastrophic insured plan for just in case is needed. Unfortunately, we've seen a couple of employees in different, not only in this company, but different companies that reach the maximum insured sum and they cannot continue with, let's say, a cancer treatment. So it's unfortunate that just because they don't have enough money, they cannot continue in that treatment. So for companies to think how to support employees, that's another thing that I know for my experience that employees really, really value doing that.
That's what I mean. Those are fantastic insights, and I really liked the trend on personalization. I think some of that's one of the huge, I will say, this disagreements on people when they're talking about benefits, because on the surveys that we have, some of them like wants some benefits, but not their other characteristics of the employee that maybe are more inclined to choose some other type of other benefits. For example, in one of the surveys we had every year, we asked last year about what benefits you wish you had in your package, right? So people with families usually had more interest in health benefits, in insurance benefits, and people who are single are more interested in more life work balance benefits or gym memberships, etc. So it's really caring about what actually the employee need. Is not having just a package that is across the board the same, right? It's more personalization, more according to their needs. So that's a great insight to have here in this table today. And because I recently learned from you that there's a lot of tax benefits that even international companies can take advantage in here in Mexico. Can you explain how companies in Mexico can structure their benefits to optimize these tax benefits, even if they are international?
Yes, of course. Of course. The good thing that our Social Security Service and our tax authorities do in order to promote companies to invest in our different countries is offering tax benefits to the companies. So there are two sides from these one. So one is the tax benefit that as a company I will get if I provide you, employee, with, let's say, meal vouchers or savings fund or retirement fund. So those three benefits have a tax advantage for you. So for every single peso that you give to your employees, you can deduct from tax payments 50% of that. Or let's say cars. Also, cars have a tax advantage for the company. And the other way is for the employees. These type of benefits, if you give them up to a cap, they are considered tax-free. So an easy way to increase your salary, instead of giving you, let's say, 2,900 pesos more in your base salary that will be affected by tax. I'll give you the same 2,900 pesos in a meal voucher card or a meal card, and that it's not considered as taxable for you. So you won't be paying taxes for that. So you will end up receiving the 2,900 pesos in your meal vouchers. So those are the kind of things that are very important. For instance, also, if you decide to participate in, let's say, the company offers a retirement plan or a savings plan, and you decide to participate that, every peso that you put into your savings plan or retirement plan is deducted from the taxable payment that you will do. So instead of paying, let's say, taxes for 3,000 pesos, if I put 100 pesos in my retirement plan, I will only be paying taxes for 2,900 pesos. And that's it. So I'm earning taxes from that 100 pesos that I'm putting in a savings plan. And that will help me in the future because I will receive all that amount of money at the end of the certain period, and no tax will be applied to that.
That's really interesting, and I mean, the key takeaway for me is that many international companies and partners that are out there, they don't really know that they could have these tax benefits, and it's really important to have this advice. And of course, in Colors Link, we have expert advisors about like in this topic. I'm not that one of them, but for sure, if you are looking into these tax benefits and tax cuts, I guess talk to them because they probably have different strategies that you can take. And the other thing we're gonna talk about many different types of benefits and perks. And we already been talking on this topic briefly in the slides before. But I want to talk about something about you said it's different from what it's known out there, which is work-life balance. And you say it's harmony, work-life harmony. I want to really know how our companies in Latin America or companies internationally are incorporating this work-life harmony into their benefits packages to attract and retain talent.
So this is very important. I think it's linked to the generation that you belong. I belong to a generation that was taught to work 24/7 and to be workaholics. The good thing is that now we see more young people like you, like the people that I work with, that also are asking, okay, I don't leave only for work. I need also time for myself, time for my partner, time for my family, and I need to rest. So the good thing is that we are evolving. I'm evolving also, and try to put that into what we started calling a balance. But it's not a balance. It's not that the work it's more important or life is more important. It's how we can create a harmony between our personal lives and professional lives. So this opened more questions on the way that we should be working. A couple of years ago, it was very scary because according to the CDC, and I saw a number that it was Mexico, one of the countries that has the highest number of hours worked in a month, but it was in productivity, it was 70% below of the highest country that has productivity. So right now, it's important to say, okay, let's try to be focused. If you are going to be working for 5 hours, be focused and work for those 5 hours. Don't spend 10, 12 hours in your office or working when you are not going to be being productive. So that's one of the most wonderful things. And the only way that we can harmonize these things, it's again, and sorry to say, but understanding our employees. What are the skills and that we have in our employees, and what are the ages and the status of each employee, and how can we respect that they also have another life outside these walls. So, and this is very important, and for us managers to try to demonstrate that flexibility is something very important, and that you will get a lot much more engagement from an employee that is happy, that feels that their company and their leaders supports them, instead of someone that it's also only looking for the time that they do batch in or batch out in the company, besides what you are achieving as an employee.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. I want that balance in my life. And I think I'm really productive with the 5 hours. And then the other 1 hours, I still working. I'm not going to say this life, but I still working. And I just think that there's sometimes when I feel like, for example, one day I decided to work on Saturday and I just work for 4 hours. Sometimes so those Saturdays are even more productive than 2 days in a week for real. I don't know why, but it's just because I sit down just to work for 4 hours and that's it. And it's really good. And talking about benefits like this, there's I mean the work-life balance or harmony in this case is included in this type of benefits. And I'm going to show this slide right here right now. Because I want to ask you, what are the most sought after health and wellness benefits among the tech professionals in Mexico? Talking about this specific type of benefits.
I think the most valued for everyone, not only the tech position, is the health medical plan. We all know that besides Argentina, we do have um, kind of good social security, but not as fast and not in the with the quality that we all would like. So, a good medical plan can make you a huge difference, can save lives, and can definitely not only impact you, but also if you have dependents, can also impact the dependents. So, one advice in that is that if you offer a medical plan, try to offer and to help employees to extend that to their significant other, spouse, and dependents as kids. The other that I already share that it's very important is the employee assistance program. It's it started as a mental health support, but now all the employee assistance programs also help you with some financial advice, which is really, really good, with some legal advice, and in some cases, depending on the company, they can also help you organizing events or sharing where to go in vacations or something. So everything that helped you to ease your life, it's very well accepted, and definitely different, as you mentioned in the slide, fitness programs. And I'm not going to say gym passes or gym reimbursements. I'm going to say fitness programs. And I want to share, when we were in the pandemics, most of us either started or continued doing exercise at home. So we realized that there's no need for us to have a gym. So, but definitely there's a need for us to stay healthy and to move ourselves. So organizing maybe I don't know, some games within the company to see who is more fit, or try to organize either Zumba classes or yoga or meditation or something inside the building or inside the company. It's also really, really good, and it helps to create bonds between employees. Um,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with that. And I think that the other topic that is it's becoming really important for a lot of I mean not only the tech industry but in general, but the tech industry is really relevant because they have to develop skills constantly. And it's the topic on professional development. Could you share some of your thoughts on how professional development programs can contribute to employee retention and satisfaction?
I just saw the latest results on one of the consultants' employee surveys, and definitely still for LATAM, the number within the three most important benefits that employees appreciate the most is professional development. So investing in your employees is the most wonderful tool that you can use for retention and attraction. Because if I know that I'm going to be working, that my dream is to make an MBA or take a course in a different country or something, and I know that the company is offering that. I'm gonna start looking for having a job in that company. And if I know that my company is helping me to pay for maybe an MBA or a master's degree, and definitely I will always be very appreciative on that company and develop my career over there. It is amazing to hear how grateful employees are when they receive this support from their companies. And it's not only for tech people. I think it's for everyone. Everyone wants to continue learning, and I think one of the most important aspects is it's this making continuous learning part of your life. So if the company gives you that possibility, it's wonderful. And with these, we've seen a lot of platforms, apps, different apps that you can take some different courses. This is something that it should be promoted by the employees, but also self-promoted. It's on us to decide if I want to learn more than what I want to know. I want to know, and not only wait for my company um, to give me that opportunity to that. So there's lots of things, lots of courses outside there. That lots of even TED Talks or lots of things in YouTube. So I think right now with the accessibility that we have to internet, there's a lot that we can do for us. But to your point, Charlie, definitely a company that offers career development with a help of either finishing a college degree or a master's will drive a lot much more of attraction and retention that those companies that are not linked to that.
Thank you. And I mean, the next question was actually focused on what benefits have a big impact in employee satisfaction. And you just mentioned that this professional development is one of the biggest one for them, right? Is there any other perks and benefits that you've seen that has some other higher impact other than the ones that we've discussed that are unique in the industry that can attract and retain talent in a way that it actually matters, right? Because my point is there's a battle out there all the time. So what is going to make the difference between you and the other company in attracting the best talent?
Well, I think, of course, I mentioned the medical plan. I mentioned the work-life harmony. I mentioned career progression. I think and definitely flexibility. And I think what right now is hitting us is the return to office topic. So one of the most important things that we learned from the pandemics was that people can be very productive working from home. I think the pandemics helped us to demystify that if you let people work from home, they're going to be only playing or just looking at the TV or something like that and not working. So right now, it's even more important to offer flexible work arrangements. And you mentioned that, Charlie. Sometimes you are more productive working on a Saturday for 4 hours than maybe you were yesterday. That was a Monday. So work is always there. I always share with my team that work is always there. No one will take your work, and that it's up to you to decide when to do it and where to do it. The office won't make the difference. The chair won't make the difference. It's more the passion that you put in there and what you want to accomplish.
That's fantastic. And this is a topic or a hot topic that has been discussed all the time since the pandemic. Remote work, presential work, and I mean on site and hybrid. Right now, every company is moving hybrid. And of course, international companies hiring in other countries as nearshore, probably they don't have that hybrid option, or sometimes they do because they establish offices in Mexico and Latin America. We have done that for many, but several companies that they just want to open up an office and have like 100 people in that office all the time. But is that trend going to be continue? Like it's going to be hybrid and then again be on site all the time? How do you see in that?
One, I cannot speak on all the companies, but one thing that I can say is definitely getting together and having the possibility to be present in the same room gives you a lot much more of connection and creation, and that also is linked to innovation. So I strongly believe on the human touch and the relationship and the importance of bringing people together. With these doesn't mean that 5 days a week, 8 hours per day, or 5 or 6 days a week, 8 hours per day. But yes, don't lose the opportunity to be in contact, to have to develop trust within each other. That it takes longer to develop that trust if you are only working through a camera. It's easier and faster, and to work if you have this human touch. And the other important thing is that great ideas come most of the times when you are just talking, playing, and not necessarily in a meeting. Or maybe it comes through a coffee chat or something that you are just talking. I used to do lots of walk-in meetings with my team, and there was the most wonderful moments. I think innovation is in there, and innovation. It's proven that innovation and growth comes at a faster pace if you get people together in there. So definitely everything. It's not 100% rule, and there are different chances for different companies, but uh, don't lose the opportunity to be to spend time with your colleagues and coworkers and understand also what they're doing, and how can you impact also the business towards that.
Thank you. And just to round up this section of benefits, I just want to share some of the key insights that we have found in how this impact the business, right? Because we want to know numbers when we are designing a strategy for benefits. For example, you were talking about health and well-being, and it's proven that 80% of employees believe that they are responsible for the health and well-being and their employees. And there has been a 14% increase in companies offering mental health benefits since 2022. And work-life balance, for example, you were saying, it's the importance of this. The remote work has 20% lower employee turnover. This is something that everybody's looking all the time for remote jobs. And 92% of employees agree that remote work positively impacts their mental health. So it's a win-win also for those packages that are offering in the health and well-being section. Flexible work always is to be believed to be the new normal, and millennials, I guess my generation wants to work remotely, not just because the work-life balance, because of the expenses. It's not in here, but also this trend is saying how much the people who work remotely save on of their income monthly versus how much they're spend when they're outside. They have to eat outside. They have to go for the Starbucks coffee, and it's not equivalent to the increases of salary they are receiving in these later years that the companies are moving towards hybrid jobs. And then the financial security, and of course we're seeing the companies are having strong compensations and in programs, and they have experienced a 56% lower attrition rates, which is amazing. So those financial security benefits offers this talent retention. And the one that you cannot see here because this slide apparently is too high is the professional development that you were saying. the companies that offer career advancements packages, they see a 20% increase in productivity, and of course they stay longer in the company, right? Because they want to use that also in the company they're in. And moving on, I guess the last part of this webinar, it's talking about a little bit on uh, what how I mean how can companies start like realizing what benefits they should implement in their benefit packages that they offer, how they can figure it out, and how can they start like changing those policies.
That's a great question, and this is part of what I have a lot of passion. So I would start with having maybe some focus groups, trying to bring people together, and start thinking and definitely ask them, in the ideal scenario, what would you love to have? Being very clear that nothing it's granted, that it's only for idea generation, but start listening to them. And another important aspect is to not only to listen to them and what they would love to have in the future, but also how, first thing is if they know which are the benefits that they receive. Second, if they are using those benefits and how these benefits are impactful their lives. And the other thing is that if they would have this magic wand, how they would design or change those benefits. But I think the most important thing is listen. Listen to your customer, and our customers are our employees. So that's it. And in terms of course, of the employees, but for us as employers, also understand which is the investment that we need to do in order to attract and retain people, and also understand all those hidden costs that you can develop for losing your talent just because you didn't invest on the right set of benefits. So that's a very important aspect.
Thank you, Rosie. And we are approaching our final, seconds here. So if you're connected in this live webinar, if you have any questions, please type them on the comment box. We're gonna try to answer a few questions if there's any. Or if you're watching this recording, you can also send your questions. We're gonna be answering these offline. And well, honestly, thank you, Rosie, for your valuable insights. They were really interesting, and it was really, I don't know, interesting to hear how the industry is moving around this personalization of benefits, and how the industry is moving towards a more coherent work-life harmony. So I love to hear that, and I don't know if you have any other insight to share before we close up.
No, the only thing that I would add is that benefits are very important aspect of someone's life. So and are most of the times are not tangible. So you should work with your employees to make them tangible, to understand how. And I would raise this question: how which are the things that you loved from working in, let's say, Coders Link right now? And if you decide to change from Coders Link and lose all those wonderful aspects, how much would the other company should pay you for that? So those are the benefits. So when you are looking to go and work with a different company, think on the benefits that they are offering and how much that will impact your life, and how much you are willing to lose or gain depending on those benefits.
Thank you for that, and totally agree with that. I guess I'm gonna be waiting for a few seconds, but as we wait, just a reminder, if for those who are looking to take the next step in optimizing your talent acquisition strategies, Rosie mentioned, CodersLink is here to help you. And we have a report, which is the Tech Salaries Report 2024, where we have a section specifically for benefits and what does the software developers want versus what they already have in other companies. So if you want to get like started with that, like before you go to the focus groups, you already have some insights that we have been collecting throughout of the years. And you can download the report in coderslink.com, and you can just go ahead there. It's completely free, unlike other tech salary reports that we've seen that are really expensive. For now, the tech salaries report in CodersLink is completely free. You can check it out, and it's packed with a lot of insights about salaries, about benefits, about this satisfaction in the job market in Latin America. And you can also have a discussion with an expert from CodersLink to start strategizing your package, benefit package, and also how to land in Latin America to start hiring from this talent pool that we have here in Mexico and other countries in Latin America. And if you're ready to start hiring or you need some personalized advice on building your team, do not hesitate to reach out to one of our sales representatives. We have some of them connected right now, but we're gonna be sending you an email with the recording, to the link for the recording, and probably one of the sales reps will be in contact with you if you're interested. If you're in partnering with CodersLink, we're gonna be able to help you with that. So we are sharing the links right now on the comment section for the resources that I just mentioned, the Tech Salaries Report. But if there's no questions, Rosie, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate a lot the insights that you brought today.
No, thank you, Charlie. I think there's a question from LinkedIn, and it says, "How do you recommend to manage flex benefits?" Okay, definitely, this is a great one. The easiest way that you can handle flex benefits is hire a consultant that already has a platform where you can put all your benefits there. For me, it'll be trying to first come up with a set of base benefits that you want to offer. So not giving all the money to your employees to start buying. Tell the employees, okay, I'm going to give you these basic medical plan, basic life insurance, and let's say half of meal vouchers. And you will have 500 pesos for buying a different set of benefits. Maybe, I don't know, increase your medical plan or a pet's insurance or increasing your life insurance or a savings fund or something like that. So that I would start easy, and then trying to handle that using a platform that will help you to administrate. The key thing in here is how do you administrate all those benefits. So you will need a platform on that.
Perfect. That was a question for Arturo, and yeah, almost didn't catch that. Thank you for that, Rosie. And I don't know if you saw the other one. It's implement flex co-op. I think that was the same question that you just answered, correct?
Flex compensation, it's more on variable payment. That's another very passionate topic for me, but that's different. But basically, it's you set up a base salary and then a certain percentage link and give as variable payment. The most important thing of a variable payment is link that to very tangible goals. So you need to say, hey, you're going to be earning 30% of your compensation as a variable payment. And these are exactly the goals that you need to achieve in order to get that variable payment. But that's a topic for another conversation for that, because variable payment is fascinating because you need to link that to specific key aspects or to specific metrics that you want to evolve in your with your employees.
Perfect. And there's another one by Ana Lilia, which says, "Do you recommend a specific platform for benefits?"
Oh my God, no, no, I can't. No, I can't. I know that there are several consultants, major consultants on benefits can offer you different platforms. So I'm sorry, Ana Lilia, but if you go to the main consultants, you can ask for